Hello, everybody. Jen from Scrapping Under the Influence. I am here with my latest project. This one's a big one, but it's an easy one. So, this is a full 12 by 12 layout album. Okay? It has a 1¼ inch spine. It does not have matting on the back because I was trying to keep this to a single paper collection. I have petite prints left, but I wasn't sure if that's what I wanted to put on the back here, if I wanted to piece something together. So for now, I have just left it as is. I will decide later on down the line if I want to do anything. So my idea for this was to do nothing but layouts. So single page and double page, not quite 12 by 12 layouts because of course we don't want them hanging out the side of our book. So they are 11 3/4 by 11 3/4. The fun thing with this project is if you didn't want to actually put them into a book, you wanted to put them into a traditional scrapbook album as opposed to an album that you have made yourself for a single holiday event or project, you absolutely could take these same layouts, the same measurements, put them on a 12 by 12 sheet of paper instead of 11 3/4 by 11 3/4, and you would have a whole set of layouts. To make this, I have one paper collection of the Hey Pumpkin from Doodlebug, one of the matching petite print packs, and the matching solids packs, along with Chit Chat and odds and ends and bits and pieces, but I think I only used maybe 2 pieces out of the bits and pieces, so if you didn't want to get those, you absolutely would be fine without them. And one doodle pop. I think I only ended up using one doodle pop. I thought I had 2. In fact, I know I had 2. Where'd the other one go? I don't think it made it onto the project. I think it fell off somewhere, and I think we'll find it here on the walkthrough and put it in. How about that? Okay, so on the front we have a layout that is popped up on a little bit of foam tape using some of the Chit Chat and the odds and ends, place to put either some smaller pictures or just put one big picture across the entire front here. For that, when you open this up, like I said, this is a full 12 by 12 full sheet of 12 by 12 chipboard. We go through in the tutorial how to do everything in this, okay? Inside is our next one. We've got our journaling spot here. We've got a tag that we've folded as a little journaling spot there. And we've got these 3 that we left attached together as an insert behind our photo mat there. Our next one, I had to do a shaker. I couldn't help myself. It's a sickness. So I used the Doodlebug spiderweb acetate along with the Halloween Night shaker fill that came out with this collection. We've got all spiders here, journaling spot. You can put some pictures here. You could leave the little spiders off the top of this and actually put a picture on top of the shaker if you wanted to, like a small one. It's up to you. Here's our first 2-page layout. So again, we've got space for pictures. You could add some more photo mats here if you wanted to. I did keep it a little sparse on photo mats on this one because that just was kind of how it spoke to me when I was doing this one. I'm not typically a layout girl, but this was actually, I did this one mostly to push myself to do something a little bit different than I normally do, and I honestly really enjoyed it. So you might see more layouts from me. I don't know. Next 2-page layout, we've got our trick-or-treat layout. We've got our little witches. We've got 3 flaps here to add more pictures, journaling. Clearly I didn't get my powder from getting the sticky off the back of those tabs off. And again, we used a shaker pop here on this page. Our next 2-page layout is all pumpkins. Is this where this one was supposed to go? I swear I was going to use another doodle pop, but maybe not. I know where I was going to use it, and I didn't. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's exactly what happened. I know what I did. Okay, I figured it out. All right, so we have our pumpkin page here. Got all of the little pumpkins out of the odds and ends here. We are using the border strips. We are using cut aparts. We have another little flap on this page. We've got some matted Chit Chat pieces. This is one of the bits and pieces that this little cat in the pumpkin is sitting on top of. This was the other one. Oh, no, I know why, because I ended up changing that layout and not using him. That's why. Got it figured out. Got our cute little witch with the cauldron. We've got 3 more of our tags folded to make little spots for small pictures. And then on our back cover, we've got our ghost layout with Halloween night and all of our little chit chat pieces. And that is your layout book. So, as always, thank you for watching. If you end up making this, please share it with us on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. You can also tag me at Scrapping Under the Influence on Facebook and Instagram. And you can also share this in my group, Scrap Happy Peeps, where you can share any project you've made of any kind. It doesn't have to be paper. It doesn't have to be one of mine. It can be anything you've made. And two, if you make this with this paper, please tag Doodlebug as well. So let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so to make our album base, you're going to want 2 pieces of chipboard that are 12 by 12. I have black. It is out of stock right now at Country Craft Creations, but they should be getting some more back in. You can use normal, but in that case, you're going to want to do strips of black cardstock around the edges. So 12 by like, I don't know, 2 inches, just so that you're covering the edges of the chipboard. The black chipboard, the raw edge is actually fine, and the way we're going to do this, it's not honestly going to matter, so that's what we're going to do. And our spine is going to be 12 by 1 1/4. So I have a piece of, that is not my piece. Hold on, I've lost my, is that it? It can't be it, it's wrong. Haha, that's why, because I cut it wrong. Hold on, bear with me 1 second here. Should be 4 1/4. So 12 by 4 1/4. Actually, I think I might have left it wide on purpose, but I don't actually want to do that. So we're going to fix that. Okay, so 12 by 4 1/4. We need to cover the back of this with score tape somewhere here. I have lost my big score tape. There's that one. And I've lost my 1/4 inch now too. Because of course I have. There it is. Literally, if it was a snake, it would have bit me. Okay. All right, so 12 by 1 1/4 on this piece. Okay. And I'm using 1 inch and 1/4 inch score tape on the back side of this. And then I don't know where my little pokey tool is to get my backing off. You know, normally I clean up my entire area before I record, and I didn't do that today, and now I am kicking myself, but it's okay. We'll see if that'll work. Aha, that does work, kind of, sort of. Not ideal. It'll work. Okay. So, oh, it is really raining out there. I can hear it bouncing off the metal chicken in my window well, which that's another story entirely. Okay, so since it's going to be the entire length of the cardstock, we're just going to use our 1 1/2 inch spacer. Makes it super easy. Put that down, and then we're just going to go ahead and fold and burnish like we normally do. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my score tape one more time. In fact, this time I think I'm actually going to use 1/2 inch on this. And we're going to go down this outside edge. Like so. Okay, so, and I just did that completely backwards. You know what though? It's okay, because I think it's going to be better if we do wrap this to the outside. So you know what? It's fine. What I want to do is this. Where's my glue? Let me grab my glue. And then I really need my little pokey tool. Where did it go? Aha, there it is. It's hiding over here underneath the trimmer. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, get the backing off of there. I'm going to go ahead and put my glue in my big opening here. And then I'm going to take my spacer, because our spacers are 1/8 of an inch wide. And I'm going to use that to line that up so that I've got enough space for this to wrap to the outside, which it now will be fine. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay. And again. And down we go. Okay. So move that out of the way. So we have a piece here that is, let's see, 6.5 by 12 that we're going to use to reinforce. Okay. And it also needs tape. Let's see if I've actually got any score tape sheets instead of the rolls. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Like so. Grab my knife. And then we will trim that off. I'm going to put the cap on it because it's a new blade in there. That's all I need to do is cut my finger open on camera. Wouldn't be the first time, sadly. But let's not do that today. It's been a long day already. Okay. Get that out of the way. Of course, I didn't get it trimmed quite right. Okay. All right. So this is going to be totally normal how we're going to put this down. So, like I said, this is 12 by 6.5. Okay. We're going to center that up for the most part. Eyeball it. Put it down. Okay, so now you can see here I've got just a teensy bit that's hanging off this end. Just because, you know, paper does vary a little bit. Chipboard's probably slightly under 12 inches. So I am literally just going to take my knife and trim that off there. I'm going to flip it over, look on this side, and on this side we're all good. Okay, so now I'm going to take my bone folder. I'm going to bend this up and I'm going to work that into that crease. Like so. And then again on this side, we're going to work that into that crease. Like so. And I'm going to fold this over and pinch, and there's our base. So now, you're going to want to cover just because it will just look nicer. We are going to go ahead and just put down another piece of 12 by 12 cardstock on the front of this. And I do have just a tiny bit hanging over on this end. I see it now. Okay, so I'm going to open this up flat, like so, and I'm going to just put this down on here. Okay, I'm actually going to take about 1/4 of an inch off of this. Now, okay, so we're going to go 1/4 of an inch off the end here. And then we're going to do the same thing with our other piece right here. And this is the thing with this project. If you just want to do the layouts and not make the book, just do the layouts. Other than having an extra couple of pieces of paper because of the front and back cover, all of the rest of it is going to be the same. So you're basically going to have 3 2-page layouts and 4 single-page layouts. Okay, so that's kind of the basic idea behind this. All right. So, do I want to do these with score tape or do I want to just glue them? I think I am going to glue them, and I need my large bone folder for this. So I was trying to decide if I wanted to go directly onto the chipboard or if I want to go okay. And then I am going to go ahead and burnish that down to spread that glue out. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing on this other piece. And that's going to reinforce this on the outside. Make sure I get it turned the right way. Okay. And again, we're going to burnish this down and spread everything out. Okay. I'm going to turn it over, see if I've got any overhang. One side I do not. I have a little bit on this side. So again, we are just going to trim this off. Just like so. Easy peasy. We're going to do the exact same thing on the inside. I'm going to have to grab some more black to do it. And again, I'm just going to take like a magnet on the bottom of this. 1/4 of an inch off one side. And I have to grab some more black here in just one second. All right, 1 minute. Okay, so for the shaker, you're going to start with a piece of black cardstock that is 7 by 9. We are going to score this at 1/2 inch and 3/4, and then 6 1/4 and 6 1/2. I'm going to turn it. We're going to do 1/2 inch, 3/4, and then we're going to do 8 1/4 and 8 1/2. Okay. So now I'm going to cut up my score lines. So I go across both of those here and here, and then I'm going to cut straight across there and there so that you've got just a little tab. Okay. Doesn't matter if you do it top or bottom, just make sure you're consistent all the way around with how you do it. Okay. Okay, like so. All right, so my acetate is 5 1/2 by 7 1/2. I did cut it about 1/16 of an inch shorter. So what would that be? 5 7/16 by 7 7/16. Doesn't matter if you do 5 1/2 by 5 1/2, it'll be fine. You're going to come around the entire outside edge of this with score tape. Okay, and then I'm going to pick a side and I'm going to fold the second score line. Okay, not our gusset, just the second score line, because we want this as a guide. This is just the regular black foam tape. Should be available at CCC. I'm not sure if it's out of stock or not. Honestly, I didn't have a chance to check, but typically she has it. We're going to do 2 layers of this all the way around, and you want it right up against where this folds up. Okay? And I know I just cut that off too long. Okay? Because what that's going to do is when we get our acetate in here and we fold everything up and around, this is going to be the reinforcement for our shaker. Okay? Oops. As I'm not even following my own directions. I'm actually going to fold that backwards so I can make sure this is not hanging over any more than it actually is by mistake. Okay, there we go. And I can fold it up that direction and repeat the process. And again. If you wanted to mat this back inside, you could. I want this to really pop, and it really pops if it's just on the solid black. And the page this goes on, it's going to have enough color with the background paper and whatnot that it's not gonna need anything else. Okay. actually had come up with this method of building a shaker a couple of years ago on a project I made just for me. And I haven't actually tried it again on anything yet. So it worked really well in that case because of how I was doing the shaker on the front of the book. And so far, so good here. Okay, we're going to fold that one up. Fill in our last row here. Okay. All right, so we've got that. Now we can go ahead and fold our second set of score lines. And then these will fold up and over. It's not an exact match, but it's enough where, honestly, I probably could get another row in there, but I don't want to mess with it. Quite honestly, I don't want to make this harder than it needs to be. And if you're having trouble getting your score lines, you can actually fold them back the other direction and then forward. It won't matter. In fact, that seems to be a little bit easier. You could also go ahead and just fold them all over at the beginning. It would be fine. I just didn't want them folded over and in the way when I was trying to do the foam tape. So all right, so you're going to fold your little tabs in to make sure that they're going to stay in when we go ahead and finish this off. All right, so I am going to go ahead, pull backing off of one side on both the score tape and the foam tape. I'm going to set this on my score line here. Okay, let me back up. Don't take it off your foam tape just yet. Oh my gosh. Okay. Make sure I got the right side of that facing out. Okay. Put that down. Now we can take that off and we can fold it over. Okay. So now I'm going to take, actually, you know what? We don't need the tabs on this. Sorry, like I said, it's been like 2 years since I've done one this style, so I apologize. Okay. Okay. So that side's down. So at this point, we can go ahead and put our shaker fill in. So I'm using the Halloween Night shaker fill from Doodlebug. And I am going to use a decent amount of that in here. Because then we've got our ghosts, we've got our moons and our pumpkins and our stars. And it's just super cute. So since this is all in place, I'm going to go ahead, peel the backing off of the foam tape first, and get all of that down, which truly, we probably could have just done it directly on the page with just the foam tape and it would have been fine. But that's okay. I'm going to come over with this and down Again, over and down, over and down, and then there's your shaker. Okay, front inside cover layout. We are going to build this directly on the cover. So you're going to want your yellow striped petite print. You want to cut this to 11.5 by 11.5. We're going to go ahead and glue this down. Oops. Move that to that other side. I don't know why I keep reaching across for it. Okay, like so. Okay, so our pieces for this one are going to kind of stack down the side. So I have a piece that is 1 3/4 by 9. It's going to go down here. I have another piece that is 3 1/4 by 9, and it's going to overlap like so. I have one of the 3 by 8 cut aparts. It's going to go like this. We have a 5 1/4 by 7 1/4 photo mat that is going to go. Oops, I'm actually not sure how that's going to go. I have to look at the picture on my phone because that's how I had to do this. Oh, I hope I took a picture of that. Okay, yeah, it is going up that way. Okay, so it's going to go up like this. I have 3 of the tags attached together. I use these 3. There are a couple we're going to use on another page that you're going to want to hang on to. So, hold on, let me see if I have those handy right here to show you which ones. Okay. So on another page, we're going to use these 2 attached together, these 2, and these 2 together. Okay. So you want to hang on to those. And then I've got this one with the little witch that is also still attached. So any other 3 that are attached together, you're going to go ahead and trim your tops. And depending on how you want to, which side you want, I'm using it so you get those back ones. I am just going to tuck that in like so. This is going to go up along the top. This is getting staggered here. This one gets staggered down here. I think I need to come over more. Okay. All right, so let's start with this stripe. And this is just the back side of this cute little page. And I'm going about 1/4 of an inch from the top, 1/4 of an inch from the side. Go to my next piece. Going about 1/2 an inch in, 1/2 an inch down, roughly, maybe closer to 3/8. I'm honestly not sure. It's not exact, it's fine. Okay, this one's going to come like so, and like so. Yes, that's better. Okay. All right, so then this one, I'm not going to put down yet. I'm going to put down, I'm actually going to line this up behind this first, okay, so I can get it centered. If you wanted to leave this as something you could pull out and journal on, you could absolutely do that. In fact, you know what? Let's do it that way. So I'm just going to do glue on my outside edges to basically make this into a little pocket of sorts. And we're going to come about 1/4 of an inch down, Now we're going to come down a little further. Right there. I'm not going to stick that back in yet because I don't want it to get stuck accidentally. This one we're going to pop up. And of course, if you're, adding pictures as you go, you would want to do your journaling on this before you put it in to the book. Okay. And again, we're going to go about like so. This little guy is going to go right here. If you want to go ahead and add something, if you wanted to add ribbon or twine or something to that, you can. But it is literally just 2 tags folded to make a little booklet. And it's going down like so. I didn't mean to put any glue on that top half, honestly. It's fine. Of course, if you're going to eventually put pictures, you won't want to glue down the little top part of that tag. And then this little guy is going to go right down over here. Okay, and I'm just putting glue on the bottom half on this one. And it's going down like so. I can go ahead and tuck our tags in there. We're going to pop this one up. And that's going to go up there just like that. Okay, back inside cover. We are going to start with the black candy stripe sprinkle petite print cut to 11.5 by 11.5. We're going to glue it down just like we did one on the other side. Okay. And I'm just going to smooth that down to get the glue nice and smooth. Okay. The other thing you're going to want to do, because we're going to use a lot of them, is the paper that has all of the border strips. Go ahead and cut all of those apart. We're going to use most of them, and that way you're not having to cut those as you go. You're going to cut these to 11.5 inches wide. And again, I have to look at my actual picture I took of this as I put it together. That's what I thought. Okay, so this little guy is going to go up here at the top about 1/4 of an inch down. And again, this is just from the border strip sheet, which is probably one of my favorite papers that Doodlebug does. There's always a border strip sheet, and they're always really good ones. Okay, so we're going to go about 1/4 of an inch down. And then this one's going to go about 1/4 of an inch up from the bottom. And again, this is just from the border strip sheet. If you wanted to use the other side of it that has the pretty plaid, you can. But I wanted the stripe. Okay. All right, so then we have 6 mats, 3 patterned, 3 solid. So these are out of the solids pack. And we are going to put them like so. And these are going to be like this. Okay. So all of these measure 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And we're going to line these up. So I'm about 1/2 inch in from the edge and about 1/4 inch from the border. Okay. Normally when I do layouts, I use the tape gun. So this is like kind of throwing me off using glue instead because I don't ever use glue on layouts. I always use tape. Okay. Okay. Then I'm going to do my outside edge. The reason I'm doing it this way is so that I can get these two lined up exactly where I want them, so that the spacing is the same. And then we can easily center these two when we put them down. And I'm sure at this point most of you know I am not typically a layout girl. And I'm doing this literally just to push myself to do them more, because when I do them like, kits and things other people design, I always love them. But it's still just kind of it's just a struggle for me. I don't know. And I don't know why, because I mean, when you're doing mini albums, you're basically doing layouts, just in a different format. Okay, so there's that. Give me 1 second. Okay. So now we have all of these little ghosts. And I should not, and this is why I use tape, because I wanted to tuck them places. So we're going to tuck him there. We're going to kind of tuck him like so. Hold on, I have to look at my pictures. This is going to be a recurring theme here. I'm just going to warn you now. Okay, no. He goes over here. He goes right there. And since I can't tuck him under because I glued that down, I am literally just going to cut his bottom off and put him down like so. And then, let's see here. I have a little guy down here like that. I have another one up here who is really sideways like so. And then I think that's it. Okay, so that's where our ghosts are going to go. So our ghosts are all going to go flat. So we are not going to pop them up. We're just going to put them down flat. Ooh, and we're going to apparently throw them in our lap at the same time, because of course we are. That little guy. My glue gun is sticking. I had to do something with all the little ghosts because they're so cute. I just love them. Okay, so he is going to get, that's the spirit. He's going to get, hey boo. This little guy is going to get boo. And I've got one more that says it's a beautiful day, and he's going to go right there. But those we're going to pop. So of course the little speech bubbles are out of the chit chat. The ghosts are out of the odds and ends. And our little title that we're going to put on here in just a second is also out of the chit chat. So with Doodlebug, odds and ends are always going to be your little icon pieces. So like the little ghosts, you know, the little witches in this collection, that kind of thing. Chit Chat is always going to be titles and words, and there's usually some other little things thrown in there too. So we have Halloween night, and we have this little ghost on a cupcake. And we're going to pop all of this guy up too, because that is one of the reasons why I have never been a big layout person too, and why when I discovered mini albums, I just like seized onto it, and you know, that just became what I make. And for the most part, here I am, what, 8 years later? When did I start making these? 7 or 8 years ago. I've been on the CCC design team for 6 years. Oh my gosh, yeah. Because they're just fun. So this is going to go like this. This little guy is going to go on the other side here. If I can get the foam square to not stick to my finger and stick to the paper, that would help. Okay. I don't know why I'm trying to throw these away as they go. Probably because they end up all over my house. I don't know if you guys have that issue, but I mean, I kid you not, I'll go up the stairs and there's the backing off of foam squares all over the stairs. It's just insane. Okay, and then we are going to put a couple on our little ghost cupcake, which came out of the odds and ends. Okay, so there are your front and back pages. So we are going to set this whole thing aside because we're going to work on the pages themselves, and they are not going to go in here until they're all finished. So for the pages, you need 8 pieces of cardstock that are 11 3/4. Hold on, let me make sure. Yes, 11 3/4 by 11 3/4. Okay. So we will use these one at a time. When they go in the book, they will go in back to back and then onto the hinge. Okay. So first up is going to be our little page with the shaker. So here is our shaker we made a few minutes ago. Super cute. I love it. Okay. And we've got all of our base pieces. So before we get into those, we are going to go ahead and mat the outside edge of our shaker. So what I have here are 3/8 inch wide strips that are left over from cutting this page down, okay? And they're not all quite long enough. So we're going to hide that fact. So this first one is going to go up here. 3/8 of an inch by, I don't know what this is, should be 7 3/8. Yep, 7 3/8. Okay. And we're just going to center that on that edge and glue him down. Okay. On the bottom edge, I have 2 more 3/8 inch wide pieces. These are both, how big are these? 2 inches? 2 and a 6, yeah, 2 inches. Sorry, not 2 and a 16th, 2 inches. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to glue one on this end, centered up, my little like 16th of an inch from the edge. This one's going to go on the other side. Okay. And then I have this little piece from the Chit Chat that is going to fit perfectly on here because it is also 3/8 of an inch, and it's going to cover up that gap. And it's going to bring in some more of the orange, which you'll see in a minute. on this. Okay. Now for the sides, I want to go ahead and measure. So the piece that I need for this is going to be 4.5. So I think these both need trim down just a tiny bit. It's like I have this stand over here. Why am I not using it? Okay. So let me go ahead and trim both of these down just a teeny bit. I mean, literally like not even 1/4 of an inch off of that one. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this trimmer. It's nice and solid. That's about the only good thing about it. But that's a whole other issue. Okay, so we're going to glue these on the ends. Same thing. And there's going to be just that slight gap in between them, which is what we want. Okay. Okay. And there we go. Okay. Now for the fun part. So your spider paper is going to be 11.5 by 11.5. Any of our base pieces that are going on our pages are going to be 11.5 by 11.5, unless of course we're piecing them, in which case one of the measurements is always going to be 11.5. Okay. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm so tempted to switch over to the tape gun. Oh my gosh, I may have to, because this is going to drive me nuts. I never glue layouts because it's too hard to move things if you need to. Well, it's impossible to move things if you need to. Okay. All right. So if you were doing this as a full layout, you would just leave your base piece 12 by 12 instead of 11 3/4 by 11 3/4. Okay. Literally the only difference. Okay. Let me find my picture for this one so I have something to reference off to the side here. Okay. So we have 3 photo mats that are, I believe, 3.25 by 3.25. Yes. 3.25 by 3.25. They're going to go down the side just like this. And I'm sorry, you guys, I'm switching to the tape gun. This is driving me nuts. I cannot do this with glue. I apologize. Give me 1 second. I have to swap out the cartridge in my tape because I've got the repositionable in here because I was messing with a couple of ideas on layouts on this, and apparently I've lost my normal insert for this. Oh, there it is. It just fell. Okay. Okay, so this is, of course, the Easy Runner Grand. They are available in the store. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go in. You know what I need to do? Bear with me for 1 second, you guys. I am going to airdrop these to myself so I can pull them up on my computer off to the side here. And then I can at least see what it is that I'm doing. No, we're done with that one. We're done with that one. Okay. There's that. That was this one. Okay. That one, that one. I think. Hold on. Something is weird here. Don't tell me I'm missing one. I somehow think I am. I really hope I haven't just totally screwed this whole thing up. I'm gonna cry if I did. Okay. All right, so we are on the spider page. No, we're not. Yes, we are. That's not the spider page. There's the spider page. Okay. So that's going to go like so. I have one of the 3x8 list cut aparts that I have split in half at an angle that is going to poke out the top and the bottom of the shaker. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these down. And we want to go about 1/4 of an inch in, about 1/2 an inch down. Same thing, we'll do our bottom one next. 1/4 of an inch in, 1/2 an inch up, and then we center this one. Okay. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do to make sure I get this lined up the way I want it, I am going to attach this to the back here, okay? Rather than try to, well, you know what? No, it'll be okay. We can do it this way. So this I am going to glue just because. But because I need to tuck those in, I'm only going to kind of glue in the middle here, like so. And we're going to center this. And there's our shaker with our cute shaker bits. Okay. This one is going to go up here. Like so. We are going to take one of our spiders from our odds and ends, and we are going to pop him up on top of the spider on the list, like so. We have this nice big October 31st from our Chit Chat. It's going to tuck in right here. And then we have this cute little round spider who is going to go in like that. I did have him sitting on this piece from the bits and pieces, but I don't think I'm going to use that actually. I think I like him better without it. In fact, we're going to move him over just like that. Okay. So because these are tucking underneath, we can't exactly pop them up. I mean, we could have put this on foam tape, but we don't need to do that. That's just getting crazy. Okay. And that, I don't really want it sticking up like that though. There we go. Now do you get why I use tape? All right, so we have 2 little spider webs. And we are going to pop those guys up like so. So I'm actually going to put the foam tape or the pop dots or foamed squares or whatever you want to call them right there in between my pictures, because that way I'm not accidentally putting these down on top of where I would want to put a picture on my little photo mats here without having to kind of, you know, worry about it. Okay, so those are going to go like so. And then we have 3 more little spiders that we are going to put on top of our shaker, like so. And for this, we do actually need tape. Okay, so one's going to go over here. And we're going to put this little chit chat piece that says it was a one dark Halloween night. It's going to go with him. This little guy is going to go up about here. He's going to get the little star chit chat piece. And then this little guy, I didn't think I put him down. I think I just set him there. Okay. He is going to go down here. And he's going to get my favorite one in the entire thing, Eek. I know when I did my unboxing of the Doodlebug collection, I talked about that being like the very first Halloween card I ever made was one that just said Eek on it. Okay, and we need to tuck this one underneath, but we need to trim some more off of it because it's a little bit tighter fit than I thought, which is fine. Very easy to fix. I am, however, going to try and line it up visually so it looks like the whole thing is just that long and running underneath our shaker. Okay. All right. And there we go. That one's done. Okay, I'm going to put him off to the side. I'm going to grab another one of our base pieces. And we are going to work on our first 2-page. Okay, so for this one, oh no, those two go together. I just didn't take a picture of the second one. Oh my gosh, okay. Whew, I thought I totally screwed something up here, but we're good. All right, we need 2 of our base pieces for this. Okay, I'll lay them side by side just to make it easier on ourselves. And this one goes over here, and this one goes over here. Okay, so this is one where we're going to use strips instead of an entire piece on our background. Okay. Let me see if I can maybe, there we go. Okay, that way I can see and make sure I'm not out of frame. And I can get this figured out. So, okay, I think we're good. All right. Slide this one off to the side. We're going to work on this one first. So, for our base, on our base, that is, we have a piece of the petite, pink petite prints. This is bubblegum petite prints that is 2 inches. This is going to go down over here. If you want to use the polka dot side instead, feel free. If you want to use a different color, go right ahead. It is, after all, your project. Okay. Next piece is going to be this cute little black piece with the candies. And this is 4 inches. It's going to go down right next to that one. And then and like I said, these are all going to be 11.5 on one measurement is always going to be 11.5 on these. Okay. So this one, because this, I was trying to remember if this fits exactly. Almost. This is actually going to overlap it just a teensy bit. So I'm going to put this one down first. This one is 5 inches. Okay. No, not over there. We're going to go over here. We want to give our same spacing around our edges that we have everywhere else. Okay. And then this is from your border strips. And again, he's just cut to 11.5 inches. Okay. We are just gonna, it's not quite the same width as the space in between there. So it's gonna kind of just barely overlap, and that's fine. Okay. So on this side, we have a 4x6 mat. Pretty sure that's just 4x6, yes. 4x6 and a 3x4 that are gonna go like so. Okay. And then the one underneath is going to go down about here. Okay. This little sweet and spooky from the Chit Chat is going to go at the top here, and we are going to pop him up. Okay. We're going to pop him up at the top there. This little guy is going to go right here, and we're going to do that same little trick where we're going to put our foam squares in the middle and then put our piece down on top like so. Okay. In the middle of this other side. If you wanted to add more photo match, you could. I wanted it just very focused on this little sweet treats from the Chit Chat. The little milkshake here and the candy jar are both from the odds and ends. We're going to go ahead and put down the treat jar. Kind of tucked in like so. Milkshake's going to go in like this, and then we're going to pop this guy up. And whether I'm using the foam tape or the foam squares just literally depends on the size of the embellishment that I'm popping up. If you want to use all foam squares, you want to sit and cut all the tape, go right ahead. Okay, there's that side. The opposite side, and again, you're going to start with your pieces are going to be 11.5. Okay, hold on, I need to move my thing over so I can see the other half. Okay, this piece is 7 by 11.5. Come on. There we go. So we're going to line this up. You're going to have about 1/8 of an inch border. This piece is going to be 4.5. Just kidding, 4.5 by 11.5. Like so. And then we have one of the border strips that's going to go right down here on that seam. I have like glue everywhere. Okay. So I'm just going to center that on that seam. Okay, this should be 5 by 7. Yep, 5 by 7. It's going to go in center on this other side. Over here. Okay, and then we have 3 little 3 by 3 mats that are going to, I think they're 3. One of these, they're like 3, oh, 3 1/4. Just kidding, 3 1/4. 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. It's like I know somewhere I used slightly larger. This would be where? Okay. We're going to go about 1/4 of an inch down there and centered on the pink. And again, 1/4 of an inch down, centered on the pink, and then center up your other piece. Okay. So this one, we have this little candy cart. It's going to go right here. And we are going to pop him up. And I am going to need more black foam tape before this is over with. Actually, I think this might be the one I found like 2 rolls of when I was cleaning and purging the other day. Okay. All right. We're going to center that one right there. And then I've got just some little candy pieces that are going to come down here. Just in a cluster down here. If you want to, if you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. Because honestly, it's cute. Just very simple like that. We could add something off of our sticker sheet. We could actually. I almost think I like that better. Hold on. I don't know. What do you think? I think I kind of like that. Okay. We're going to do it. We're going to change from my original plan. We're going to pop him up. Ah! And he's going to stick to my hand like it's his job or something. Which he's a sticker, so it kind of is. Okay. If you have a powder tool you love, go ahead and get the sticky off from around your things before you pull the backing off. I'm just going to go with it. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and do my little cluster, but I'm going to do it up here at the top instead. Oh, I like that piece. That's the piece that's throwing me off. I think I'm going to switch it. Aha, that's better. Okay. See, this is what I go through. Yay, my Costco order shipped. Okay. Where'd that piece go? Oh, there it is. I was like, and that one I'm going to pop up. Like so. And there we go. There are our next 2 pages. So we're going to fold these 2 together like so. We're going to put them underneath this one. And we'll go to our next 2 pages. So grab 2 more of your bases. And okay, hold on. That's that. That one's that. Hold on. Okay, I think this is the one I only took the one picture of. Okay, so we're not going to do this one next. We're going to do the other one next. Which I love this one. This has got to be one of my favorites. Okay. So for our first side, we are going to use a doodle pop on this one. Not only that, we're going to use a shaker pop. Okay. So first up, we have petite prints. This is the orange gingham linen, which is one of my favorite of the petite prints. Gingham linen, and then it's got to be the, not the candy stripe sprinkle. What's the name of the other one? It's got the plaid polka dot. The plaid polka dot one is fabulous. And I don't think I ended up using any of it on this somehow. And I don't know why. Okay, so these are 3 by 11.5. Both of these are. One's going on the top. Whoops, no. One's going on the bottom. And we are doing with the linen print up. If you want the plaid or the gingham side up, go ahead and just turn it over. Okay. And I am going to put both of these down first, one on each end, and then we will, sometimes these don't want to play nice. Okay. Like so. Our centerpiece is going to be 5.5 by 11.5. That's just going to go down right here in the middle. Okay. We have 2 of our border strips. We have our October 31st, and we have this little one with the spiders and the candies and the flowers. There are lots of little spiders on this collection this year. Last year it was lots of little ghosts. And I am not a spider person, but if it's a doodlebug spider, it's okay. Okay, so this is going to go, okay, so you can see where my edge is here, where this one ends, the next one, we're going to cover up about 1/4 of an inch of the bottom of the star paper, okay? For our other little piece here, we're only going to cover up maybe 1/16 of an inch of the star paper, okay? Our photo mat is 4 by 6. It's going right here in the middle. Like so. And then we've got a bunch of little pieces. So you have cute trick or treat bag that's going to go right here. So we're going to tuck that tiny bit underneath our border strip here. I have this cute little pumpkin mug that we're going to tuck kind of back behind our trick or treat bag. Like so. Come on. There we go. Okay, so I actually needed him down first. Sorry about that. He's going to go like that. Our shaker pop, I'm going to glue down because we don't want him going anywhere. He is going to go like this. Now that I was trying to see if that little white piece popped out of the back of it, and it does not. And then there's a bunch more little candy pieces on here. You can use those or you can save them. I think I'm actually going to put them up here in this corner because we've got these little candy corn pieces that are kind of enameled and they're adorable. So we're going to kind of scatter these up here along with the little Smarties and the little black hard candy, like so. Okay, up top next we have the cute little witch trick-or-treating on her broom. which if you have little kids and you have not found the story Room on the Broom, if you've got grandkids, go find it. It is the cutest book. My son absolutely was obsessed with it when he was like 4 or so, 3.5 maybe. Like we read it for months, like totally not even at like well after Halloween. We were still reading it. But it is just very cute. So we're going to put her right there at the top. She's getting this little heart chit chat piece. And then on the other side of our layout, down here on the bottom, we're going to go ahead and put this little guy, and we're going to tuck him down into that border strip, like so. We've got this cute little pumpkin or ghost in the pumpkin, popping out of the pumpkin. This is another piece from the Chit Chat. And I think he's actually going to go, I had him right here originally, but I don't think I like him there that well. No, I know why I had him there. There's a reason. Because we have our little Chit Chat piece that's going up on the top here. Okay. And then we have a little Chit Chat piece that says have a perfect Halloween. And that one's going to go up here on top or up above the little cat. Okay, like so. Okay, second page. Okay, so for this one, we're going to turn it. Our stars are going to go at the top. We have orange at the bottom, and these do overlap. We've got stars that are going at the very bottom. We have trick or treat border that's going in the middle. Okay, so our stars that are going on the top are 5 5/8. Oh, I think okay, yeah, 5 5/8. I think I actually used a strip off of this piece for something else on my Doodlebug design team project because I screwed up a piece. Okay, there's that one. Our orange petite print is 6 inches. And again, your width or your height, depending on whichever direction it goes, the full all the way across is going to be 11.5 every time. This will not change. Okay. Stars are going on the bottom. And you're going to go up about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. Trick or treat is going to go right along the seam here. Okay. Like so. Up top, we have a 5 by 7 photo mat that's going to go up top to this side. Like so. We're going to go about 1 inch in from the edge. Okay. Down on the bottom, I have cut aparts. So we have a 4 by 4 and 2 3 by 4s. Okay. We are going to put these on flaps. So you need 2 pieces that are 3 1/4 by 8.5. Okay. And 1 piece that is 4 1/4 by 8.5. Okay. All of these, you're going to score. Where'd my scoreboard go? Which, I mean, clearly these are already scored. You're going to score all 3 of these at 4 1/4. Okay. So 4 1/4, 4 1/4, 4 1/4. Because I had to see how it was going to look, so I scored them ahead of time. I'm sorry. All right. So these are going to go on top of your flap, like so. So we've got 3x4 cut aparts. There's a 12x12 sheet that has 3 4x4s, 3 3x4s, and then some sentiments. That's where this one comes from. And this, of course, is from the journaling cut aparts. So that was the other thing I did when I sat down to design this, is I cut apart all of my cut aparts. So I cut apart all of my border strips. I cut apart all the 3x4 cut aparts, and then the other page that has the multiple sizes along with the what do you want to call it? The sentiment strips. You know what I'm trying to say, I promise. Okay, we're just going to center this about 1/4 of an inch in. And like all tape guns, this one's getting low, so it gets harder and harder to use. Center it about 1/4 of an inch in. Let's put this one down. Oh, I know what I started to say. I hate pocket pages. I mean, truly, I'm better about them now than I used to be, but that was what always bothered me and what got me into mini albums in the first place, is because you would get these layouts that they'd want you to pop things up, but then you're putting it in a page protector, and it just kind of, I don't know, it always bothered me. Okay, one more thing we're going to add on here as soon as I figure out where I just put my sticker sheet. So see, we've got these little multicolored tabs. We're going to put one on each of these at the bottom. Okay, so they are sticky. I am going to stick it on there, flip this up, and I'm going to use my powder tool to get the sticky off. Okay, so I'm going to use a green one. I'm going to use a yellow one. We're going to put that one right there in the middle on this one. Sorry, that was probably really loud. I forgot my microphone's like right there. So if it was, I'm very sorry. Wasn't thinking about that. I'm still getting used to having this like hands-free microphone thing going on here. But it's noise canceling, so I can run my Glowforge and still work on projects and tutorials. Okay, so there are those. Up here on the top, we have super cute little bicycle. It's going to go right here. Our little witch is going to stand on the seat of the bicycle. She is going to say hello. And then we've got 3 little candies that we're going to cluster over on this other side. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to put our bicycle down flat, like so. I'm going to pop her up. I'm going to pop the little hello up. That just totally like slid on me, didn't it? Carefully, carefully. There we go. Okay. All right. Which this actually needed to go over just a teensy bit more. There we go. You kind of want your front wheel on the top of that photo mat. We're going to stand her up there, and her little hello speech bubble is going to go over here like so. And then we've got some little candy. You can cluster it at the top, you can cluster it at the bottom, but I'm going to do it Whoops. Kind of like so. Okay. Like he didn't quite. Like a weird little fuzzy top on him. Okay. He needs some more. He needs more adhesive. There we go. And this little guy we're going to put on a foam square or this little scrap of foam tape. We're going to kind of put that one like that. There we go. So there is our next 2 pages. Okay. Put those in our stack. What do you do? Okay. Next 2 bases. Next 2 pieces. Ah, that's why I didn't take a picture. I know now, I think. Hold on. This may not be the one I'm thinking of. No, I took a picture of the page that I taped together so that I knew where it went. All right, so this one's going to be a bit of a mystery until we go to put it together, but that's okay. All right, we're going to start on this side again, just like we've been doing. So this one, because I had my pumpkins exactly like I wanted them, in order to keep them that way, I washi taped them down onto my base, okay? So that I didn't have to reinvent the wheel trying to put them back on here. So I'm going to pull my washi tape off of the back of this and lift these guys up and out of the way. Put that off to the side. So our base is 11.5 by 11.5. We are going to use the stripe side of this petite print. Okay. Just center it up on your base piece. Okay. We have this cute little pumpkin border strip. That is going to go in the middle, but I want to kind of lay my photo mats up here about where I want them before I put this down so I can kind of make sure I'm putting it where I actually want it. So just past halfway. So like the top of it will be halfway, if that makes sense. Okay, so our photo mats here are, what are these? Where'd my ruler go? These are 3.5 by 5. And you'll notice, like when you go to make this, if you go to make this, a lot of times we're just using backs and fronts of the same piece because it just simplifies the whole process rather than trying to mix and match a bunch of different pieces. If you can match them up with some petite prints or some solids and just use A sides and B sides, makes it very, very easy. Same thing when matting a mini album. Exact same concept. A sides, B sides. I say that as I am like the world's slowest matter of mini albums. You have no idea. Okay, so there's that. So then we have our little cluster that's going across the bottom here. The only thing that I think I wanted to change was, and I don't remember if I decided against this or not, because I think I wanted this on this side instead. No, I didn't, because that was before it became a 2-page. Because initially this was going to be my 1 page. one of my one pages. Okay, so we are going to put our cute little kitty in the pumpkin down here. And then I'm going to kind of look at my cluster that I pre-gamed. And that's a good thing too, because as I was designing this today, and this literally has been an all-day process, I would lay things out, I would take the picture, and then I would put everything to the side and move on to the next one. With this one, where I kind of had them, spaced out like I wanted, clustered like I wanted, this is a good trick. Another one is press and seal wrap. You can do the same thing. You can get stuff laid out like with cards, put the press and seal over it, pick everything up the way you had it laid down, and then it's easier to put it back together. So what I'm going to do is flip this over. I'm going to very carefully, because it's washi tape and it's not always super sticky, but it can still be just sticky enough to mess you up if you're not careful. Okay, he's going to go down here. This little guy right here is also one of my more kind of back pieces. So I'm going to pull both of these guys off. Because I kind of had him like so. And then I have this little guy like that. Okay. So I'm going to just leave him sitting there. I'm going to get my adhesive on the back. And I'm going to tuck him in. Go to this little guy. I think my thing is out. Okay, bear with me 1 second while I swap this out, which these at least are super easy to switch. Unlike that stupid ATG gun, which unfortunately I have some refills for still, so I don't feel like I can get rid of it. This stuff is so much better. Okay. Aha, there we go. Now we're in business. Okay. All right, so then we're going to put him about like that. And I don't think on this one with these guys, I don't think I'm going to get two-dimensional. Just because it can get kind of hard. Okay. Okay. He's going to sit on top, so you know what? I think I am going to go ahead and pop him up. We're going to pop him up like this. We're going to tuck him back like so. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to work from the other side. We're going to come over like this. I think I used every pumpkin in the odds and ends except like one. No, I might have had some more left because I don't know. I'm trying to remember if I actually got into the new pack or if I was still using the one that I'd used a few pieces out of for Doodlebug. Okay, so we're going to put him down here, stick him back there, like so. Put him like that. We're going to pop this big guy up. So at least a couple of them are dimensional. And then this little guy is going to go up over here. So there we go. Okay, there's that side. Now the side that I didn't take a picture of. Hopefully it comes back to me as we look at this here. Okay, so our base is going to be just solid green. This is the lighter of the two greens that are in the matching solids. So again, 11.5 by 11.5. And I put it down just slightly crooked. Of course, it doesn't want to lift up for me. Ugh. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. So I believe I know how I did this one. I had this piece going this way. I think I had this one going this way. And then I had that's right. Okay, I know what I did. All right, so this one has another little flap for your cut apart. So this is 3 1/4. I'm sorry, 4 1/4 by 6.5. You're going to score it at 3 1/4. Okay. Your little cut apart's just going to go on top of this. And then I believe he was just going over here like so. Okay, yes. All right, that's what I did. At least we figured it out. Because I do kind of remember that because I spent a lot of time moving this one around. Okay, so our pumpkin paper here, sorry, I forgot to measure that, is 4 inches by 11.5. This is, I believe, 3. Yep, 3 by 11.5. We're going to go about an inch in. This one, I believe, is 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. And again, we're going to center this top to bottom. Adhesive sticking out the side there. Center it top to bottom-ish. No, maybe not. Okay, like that. This one is going to go, that can't be in the right place. think it needed to go over some more. Okay, yep. So this is going to go about 1.5 inches in. And then this one's going to sit right here up against the side of that mat. Okay. And that will just be centered with the mat itself. Okay. Like so. I then have the cute little kitty with the pumpkin. I was going to put him on this little 1-inch, 2-inch circle that I punched out, but I think we're going to switch him to this little bits and pieces piece instead. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to adhere him onto this little piece from the bits and pieces, and then it's going to go up over here, and we've got these two little like flag pieces from the Chit Chat. So I'm going to put him down, and then I'm going to get adhesive on the backs of both of these and tuck those in. We're going to go like so. And I'm actually going to cut part of that off just so I can get it in there the way I want it. Okay. Now, I have 3 sentiments, 2 of them from the Chit Chat. So the Hello Pumpkin and the Pumpkin Patch are from the Chit Chat. This Carving Pumpkins is from the cut apart page that has the like 3x4 and 4x4. Okay, so I am going to cut, help if it's straight, I'm going to cut the end off of these little banner pieces. Okay, and then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to cut the little banner notch in on the end of this one. Okay, so these are all 1/2 inch high. Okay, so I have a piece, a scrap here that is 3/4 of an inch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this guy down on here. And then I'm going to cut it out. Okay, so it's on like so. Cut a little notch to match. And there we go. I'm going to do the same thing for the other 2 pieces. Okay, and our last piece. Okay, and same thing again, like so. Okay, so these we're going to put, I believe this is how I was doing them. Was like so. Okay, we are going to put these on foam tape and pop them up. Or if we don't want them there, because I honestly don't remember where I was going to put them. It may have been, nope, they're too long. Okay, that is how I was going to do it. Okay. Did I just tear my thing? Yes. Oh my gosh. Seriously. Okay, well, I'm going to have to fix him really quick because I just tore my end off of my thing. So let's get this guy down. He's going down here. He's going in the middle. And let me find myself another scrap here and fix this guy somewhere here. That'll work. Okay, so normally this is exactly how I would do this. I don't normally measure and cut. I usually just freehand when I do this, and that's okay. Okay. All right. And there we go. There is our pumpkin layout. Like so. Okay. We are on our last one. Here's our last base. And this has probably got to be one of my favorites out of all of these that I did. So let me find my picture for this one because I know this one has a picture. Because this was the second to last one that I think I did. There she is. Okay. So our base is going to be this page that's got ghosts on the one side. We want the other side. And again, 11.5 by 11.5. Okay. So, my thing didn't come off. All right. So we have a strip of the gray with the ghosts and everything on it, and then the stripe on the other side. And it is 3 inches. Oh, no, don't do that. Okay, you're going to put this down about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. Okay, this cute little fence border strip is going to go at the top. That's going to go right on top. Both of these are also 11.5 inches. Okay, here's our 3 tags I told you to set aside. All you're doing is folding them in half and then trimming your tops. Okay, wherever I have lost my bone folder to burnish these down a little bit better. If you wanted to add twine or ribbon or seam binding or whatever to the top of these, you absolutely can. I didn't want to. So we're going to put our little spooky scene one on the end, about 1/2 inch in. We're going to do our next one that says Happy Halloween. And that's going to go about 1/4 of an inch over. And then our spell books. 1/4 of an inch over again. Okay. We have a little tree that's going to go down right here. That one I'm going to have to do glue because it's kind of narrow to try to do. Tape. Okay, so I am going to tuck the very bottom part of that in. Like so. Okay. Our little witch with her cauldron and her little frog are going to get popped up. Okay, like so. Up top, I've got two clouds. One's going to go up here, which I may have put these two up too high, but you know what? It'll be fine. Okay, it's going to go all the way at the top edge. We have this cute little Halloween night chit chat piece. It's going to go right there. We're going to pop him up as well. So I'm going to just line up my other cloud that's poking out from behind and then do my foam tape. Like so. And that's going to go up here at the top. Then we have, I need to get my other little pieces sorted out here because I've got a whole bunch of little stars and little bats. So all of my stars we're going to glue down flat. Oh, no, not so much. So do him there, him over here. So of course there are a bunch of different sizes. I believe all of these little stars are in the Chit Chat, I want to say. Okay, we've got some tiny ones. I think I'm missing one, and I bet you anything that was the loose one that was sitting here earlier. I wasn't sure what it was there for. Let me see if I can spot it very quickly in the tray of what I have left, which is not a whole lot. There he is. Maybe if I can get a hold of him. There we go. One more little yellow star. Okay. We're going to put him down there. Okay, so our bats we're going to pop up. Maybe. Okay, now on the bottom, we are going to put a whole bunch of cats because they're cute and I love them. Okay, so we're going to take our little orange guy that's sitting in the mug. He is going to go down first. And he's going to go down right here in the middle. Okay. Next to him, on one side, we have the little black cat mug. On the other side, we have the little black cat in the pumpkin. Next to that, we've got the little kitty in the polka dot mug and the other kitty in the polka dot mug. And they are both going to go down flat. So let's get these positioned where we want them. And then go ahead and get our adhesive on the back of those guys. Okay. And then we are going to pop up these other little guys. So we have the cupcake with the little kitty is going to go on this end. The cupcake with the little bat is going to go on this end. And then we've got our little kitty and the pumpkin. And we've got our little kitty, probably hot chocolate, maybe? I don't know. He's cute. That's all that matters. Okay? And then we have this cute little You're Perfect sentiment that is going to go on the end. So because the bottom of this is going to go across where that cupcake is, you want to be careful when you put your foam squares so that you leave space where it goes across the bottom of that little cupcake. And there we go. That is our last layout. So that goes back here. So this is how this is going to work. You're going to stack them in order. So we have spiders. We have our candy layout. We have our witches. Our trick-or-treat layout, actually. We have our pumpkins. And we have our little witch. Okay? So I am going to grab the book. We are going to start. Actually, I'm not going to do that just yet. So the spider, and then whichever one you want as your first page of the next layout. Okay? So I am going to put glue assuming I can actually keep the glue where I want the glue to go. This is why I always have glue all over my hands. We are going to line these up back to back. Okay. When I cut my black base pages, I cut them on my dolly multiple sheets at a time so that they are exactly lined up. Okay. So then what we're going to do in here is we're going to fold these other ones to the side. We are going to put a line of glue on this side, and a line of glue on this side. We're going to open up this end that didn't get any glue, and we're going to slide it right down onto that hinge, pull it back up just a hair, about 1/16 of an inch, maybe 1/8 of an inch, because of course you don't want them too close. And we're just going to hold this until it grabs. Okay? Just like you would putting pages, normal mini album pages in a book. Same basic idea. It's just everything is already decorated and done. Okay? We're going to repeat with our next set. So our next set is the second page of this layout and the first page of the next layout. That got bent. Okay? So again, I'm going to leave about 1/2 inch from my edge. Be careful, make sure you have not turned something the wrong direction. Okay, this is going the right way. This one is also going the right way. I'm going to match up my corners, top and bottom. Make sure they're still matched up when I come to the other side. And this is all glued together into our next page. Okay, we're going to do the exact same thing again. We're going to do a line of glue up on the edge on both sides. Open this up. Slide it on. Okay. And just like before, we're going to kind of pinch it. Give it a minute to hold, to grab. Just kind of hold it. Okay. And I'm going to hold it for just a minute more since it's not going to lay completely flat. Because of course there's, another page in here already. And there it goes. Okay. We're going to repeat again. Here is the second page of the layout. First page of the next. And same process. Okay. Match up your corners. There we go. Pull this back in. And again. Okay. There we go. This one I'm actually going to lay down this direction because I can. Okay, there's that one. And our last two, second page, and then our single page. Again, just like we've been doing. And with this one, once it's in, we're done with the entire project. There is nothing I have to come back and do unless I decide to mat the back side of it, which I don't think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to leave it as is. If you want to grab extra of this paper collection and use that to mat or to change out any of the layouts, by all means, go ahead, make it yours. Okay, last one going in. And this side. Okay. And I had a paper towel here somewhere because that just got messy, messy, messy. Clearly got carried away on this one. Okay. Okay. That's it. You're done. Well, not totally because that's not dry yet. So we're going to hold on to it for just a minute. But that's it. That is your entire layout book. Layout lap book, I guess. I don't know what we want to call this. Haven't decided that yet. But that's it. There you go. As always, thank you for watching. If you end up making this, please share it with us on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. You can also share it in my group, Scrap Happy Peeps. You can share anything in that group, whether it's one of my tutorials, something you've made yourself. It doesn't have to be a paper project. It can be anything that you make. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!